Here's an update video on the JK with the Dana 30 up front. And it is still doing what it does. No issues at all, except for that busting steering stabilizer. Oh, hi Willow. Hi puppies. Alright, so there's a Dana 30, as y'all can see. It has OEM, tie rod, track bar, everything's OEM except for the ball joints. The ball joints are Rough Country heavy duty. And then we have the anti-rock sway bar and 456 gearing. Other than that, it's pretty good. Only issue is we had to actually get rid of the 37s. We actually have the 37 on the back here. So this is the 37 by 14 IROC. We keep it as a spare, and oh look, my Jeep has one too, so we use this one as a spare as well. Let's see what this tread looks like on here. I'll show y'all. So it's not too bad of tread life, but these are the back tires. This is like the best one, so I use this one as my spare because I have 36s on mine. So we actually got rid of the 37s and went with a 38. That's a 38-inch TSL. It's 38 by 1250. And the reason why we went with the 38 by 1250 is because of it was either a 36 or 38, and we're not going down, so we went up to the 38. And these have a lot better street mannerisms. They perform really well off-road, and they do really great on the road. And here's the kicker, right? So this tire right here, this 37-inch tire actually measures out to 36.5. So it's not even a true 37. It's 14 inches wide, but it's actually 36.5 tall. So these are 36s on my Jeep, and these measure out to 36.3. So these are actually just, what, maybe an eighth, a quarter inch smaller than the 37, which is claimed to be a 37, but it's not. It's just slightly bigger than the 36. So we got rid of these not real 37s and went with a real 38. The cool thing about these is they stood a lot taller, so they gave us more ground clearance. The downside was they came into contact with a pinch weld. I actually have a picture, and I'll put it up real quick. So y'all can actually see how close that pinch weld was. So the pinch weld actually came from right here and down and damn near touched the tire and came back across. So I cut it a little bit, but it still rubbed. So then I had to eventually cut it all the way back up like this to be able to make sure it's not hitting. The only downside is, I don't think y'all can see it, but right here, this is the foam that exposes the insulation. This is the exposed insulation for the noise dampening and all that good stuff. But what I like to do eventually is actually cut this back, because I already cut it some, and cut this back even more, and take a plate and put a plate over here and weld that in and grind it out and then repaint that. But I'll do that later down the road. Just we haven't done any real water right now, so I'm not worried about water getting in here, but that's my main concern when we go do deeper water off-roading adventures, is water getting in here in that foam and then staying wet and then rusting this out. So I do need to eventually cap that out. As far as it goes for the Dana 30, it's holding up really well. We went to Arkansas last week and did all the Jeep Badge of Honor trails, and I gotta tell you, Rubicon Ridge was, whew, that was a pretty intense trail, because when we were there it actually started raining, and it started hailing on us for about 15 minutes. It was hailing, but it rained for about an hour or so, about hour and a half, so everything became slick as snot. And then that trail is a shelf road, and whenever it's slippery and you're on a shelf road, it can get pretty intimidating for sure. But she did really great in the in the JK, and I'm actually about to post a video on that trail. Well, not just the Rubicon, but all the video we got that's worth putting up, which I thought we had more video that was better, but it wasn't. And I went through all the footage. I was like, man, we really got to get better at recording these adventures and stuff, because I'd really like to capture what we actually put our Jeeps through and what they are capable of doing with open differentials, and also being set up the way they're set up with these Dana 30s. But we'll fix that later down the road.